Okay, hello my wonderful, amazing artists, and welcome to art class today. Today, we're talking about robots and coming up with our own idea for a robot. Now, I love movies and TV shows and books about robots. And so we're gonna design our own robot thinking about what the robot's job is or who they are. For example, Baymax in the Big Hero movie is big and marshmallowy and poofy, and that's because he is supposed to be kind of comforting when people are not feeling very well. He can help take care of them. And he has all of his tools attached to him, and he looks different than Wally. Wally is like a little square guy, and he has that box in his tummy where he put the flour. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna create a robot and think about how they look and why they look that way. A robot that crawls like this with spindly legs like a spider might walk across a different kind of ground than a robot that rolls on a wheel, right? So that's what you're thinking about, is creating a robot and what kind of environment the robot's in and what the robot is doing. And today you can choose if you want to do drawing using, your favorite markers, crayons, pencils, whatever you got, or you can do collage. That's where we're cutting, we're gluing, we're ripping, we're layering paper. I used orange paper, but you can also use like a cool, anything interesting you find in your recycling bin. I have this flower magazine, but you probably have something different in yours, and that's part of the fun. Wrapping paper and scribble dibble paper works really well for this. Let's get started. So I'm using collage, and I'm gonna highlight how I take care of my glue stick so that you can take care of your glue stick too. We know with our glue sticks we have the cap, and when we're not using the cap, we click the glue stick back on and we listen for the click to make sure that it's closed. That way it stays nice and fresh when we want to use it. If we leave this open all day, it'll dry out. We also have this twist on the bottom that makes it so that we can twist our glue sticks. This is way too tall. If I use this on my paper, it will break. The glue stick will break, and it'll also get all blobby, and I don't like that. So I'm gonna use this to twist it back down. And if it's stuck, you can just put a finger here. It's okay if you get a little glue on you, it washes off. This is too low. You can't get glue out of this. Crank it up a little bit, but not too much. There you go, now it's ready to use. Now with glue sticks, and when you're using a glue stick, we want to go around the edges and then do a zigzag down the middle, like this. See, this is what it looks like, and it's like a thin, shiny layer. So that's how I think about glue. And then what helps is if you place your project down and then you smooth it out with your hand. That way you're applying a little pressure and making sure the whole surface connects. And glue starts off as a liquid, but when it hardens, it becomes a solid. It takes a couple minutes. Let's get into it. Now I have my base for my robot started, and now I need to build it out. And I think I'm gonna create a creepy crawly kind of robot with like spidery legs, and that is because I want it to collect. And that's because I want it to help collect nature treasures when I'm outside. Let's get into it. Ta-da! Here's my robot. And I decided to add a 3D element. I folded this paper and I made a little flap, kind of like a lift-a-flat book that you might have had when you were a kid. Kind of like a lift-a-flat book. And this robot is designed to plant flowers and create gardens. And it has these legs because the ground in a garden is not very flat, so it's hard to roll on wheels, right? And it has these army legs that can pick weeds and pick the fruit and the flowers from the garden. And it has this computer information that you can take pictures of the flowers and store them in the computer and look up information. Because sometimes when I'm doing gardening or taking care of plants, I forget, do you water tomatoes every day or every once a week? And things like that. So that's my robot, but I would love for you to create a robot with your own idea of what a robot can do and be, and use your imagination. What's fun about robots is that they're very futuristic. Nobody knows really what they look like, and there's no rules on what they look like. So you can make a robot with lots of square lines, but you could also make a curvy line robot too, and that would be really awesome. And yeah, I hope you give this a try. We're creating a robot today using shapes you can draw. You can use collage. You can use any supplies you got to create a robot. Even a big old cardboard box would be awesome if you have a cereal box kicking around. Those make awesome bases for robots if you want to go 3D. But yeah. So, bye. I hope you have fun getting inspired by creating a robot today. Bye. Have fun.